to my YouTube channel. This is Board and Savior, a YouTube channel that's going to be all about reviewing board games, unboxing board games, talking about board games, you know, board game stuff. It's going to be one of those. I'll try to be funny. I'll probably forget to and just be really, like, I'll explain things and it won't be enjoyable at all. Which, you know, is a good pitch for this. Since this is the first video. But yeah, this is the first video. I'm doing an unboxing of Yucatan. There will be a review of this game coming after I have unboxed it and played it. As you can see, it's still all shrink wrapped up. So I have not gotten the chance to play it yet. But when I do play it, I will post a review, and I'm very much a fan of, you know, shut up, sit down. I'm gonna try to do funny stuff. Gonna try, but you know, I'm just a guy, and they're comedy geniuses. So I'll just try my best to make you giggle, and you know, please watch it because I like board games a lot, and I'd like it if you liked them with me. So this is Yucatan. This is, in Yucatan, you must fight other clans in order to assure your people's safety from the gods' wrath. Your only option is to take as many prisoners as you can and sacrifice them throughout the 4 seasons. Only the most faithful and loyal servants will be saved. All of that said, really the only reason that I back this on Kickstarter is because I am a huge fan of the big 3 kind of Matagot, dudes on a map fighting games. With many other interesting mechanics thrown in there. Kemet, Innis, and Cyclades. I've got all of them, and I love all of them. And so as soon as I saw that this was coming, it's from the designer of Kemet, I was like, instant back. Actually, that's a lie. I just lied to you. I was like, what if I lied? That could be interesting. It wasn't an instant back. I went back and forth for a long time. I kind of knew the whole time that I would eventually back it, but full disclosure, looking through the page and kind of watching some playthroughs, I wasn't 1,000,000% sold on it. But I have trust in Matagot and in, what's his name, Guillaume Montiage, the designer who designed Kemet, which is just an incredible game. And so I figured I'd give it a go. As you can see here, it's not just the base game. It's so many things. And let me tell you, it's also so many money for this. It is the most expensive single purchase I think I've ever made of a board game. Because I backed this all in the Yucatan, and then I backed for the Kemet Blood and Sand, because I just have regular old Kemet, so I wanted the new pretty one. So I got that as well, and it was a stupid amount of money. So hopefully it's good and I don't have to be sad about it. But yeah, I definitely wanted the solo mode. I do a lot of solo gaming. The most of the time when I play games like this, you know, fighty kind of games, I play that with my friend Hussein, who we may see on the Board and Savior channel from time to time. And he does not currently live in the same state as I do. So I will probably mostly play this solo, and then I'm going to rope my partner Abigail into playing this and get a sense of 2-player, and then I'm going to do my darndest to divorce my mind into multiple personalities and play this as multiple people and try to give myself the feeling of you know, playing it as if I was playing it with more than one person. I really just got the 5 and 6 because the colors. I wanted the purple. It's a good color. With all that said, let's set aside the solo mode and the 5 to 6 player expansion for now, and let's crack open the base box, because, you know, that's probably what most people are here to see. And as I crack this open, I'm going to say I've heard some things from people who backed this game about this game and about the production, and, you know, as I said, 'twas expensive, so I have hope that I will not feel similarly as they do, that the production is kind of mediocre. The rulebook is apparently touchy. It's not maybe the best rulebook that has ever been rulebooked. But I'll make my own decisions. And I'm sorry about the crinkling. It's over. Now it's gone. Crinkling done. All done crinkles. Okay, so here we've got beautiful. It's a nice box. I don't typically have bad things to say about boxes, but I have no bad things to say about this one. It's a good box. I've got this like top-down kind of camera, which is, let me tell you, the jankiest setup ever in history. I don't want to show you what it looks like because it's terrible. I'll put this over here, and you'll be like, oh, it's perfectly framed. It's not. It's fully just off the thing. So at the top, we've got some player aids, very helpful. In the first version of Kemet, notably, not enough player aids. In this one, notably, not enough player aids off the bat. As far as I can tell, there's 2 in English, and there will be more than 2 who play this sometimes. Okay, 2 in French, another in French, and the rulebook in English. I will not, on this one, I'll save it for my official review, what my thoughts are on the rulebook. Let's just look at the graphic design of it, though. I mean, definitely I've seen prettier rulebooks, but who knows? All that matters is that it's makes understanding the game easier. Excuse me. Yeah, I've seen prettier rulebooks for sure, but that's not what we're judging. We'll judge it on how good it is at telling you how to play. This is the Pyramid Storage Box, which is, oh boy, this is a stupidly large game. It really is. You have to have a box to store the dumb pyramids. The pyramids were not a selling point for me. That was a necessary evil to playing the game. All right, and then we've got some punch board. I'll probably not have you watch me punch all of it out, but we've got some punch board. I'll just do one and see. That seems, is this interesting to be like, oh yeah, that seems like a good punch. It seems like a good punch. Sometimes, the punch boards are, they're not cut super well, and so there's like tearing. That seems well cut in there. If that's something that fascinates you. This is something that I do know about the game, is that apparently, so there's these corn and jade tokens. They're 2 of the resources in the game, and when you back it on Kickstarter and you're all fancy, you get nicer tokens for those. You get like little plastic corn and I don't know, glass jade kind of thing. People are saying there's not enough of those tokens included, and you have to kind of supplement with the cardboard, which is lame if true. All right, so we're going through. There's a lot of punch board. These are some of the pyramids and dials and things. I'll build those, off screen, and then I'll show you what they look like, and I'll tell you how easy or hard it was to build them. All right, and then last little piece of punch board here looks like. All right, we've got the game board, although I've got the Playmat because I'm a fool who spent $300. It looks good. I don't know. It looks printed on there. I can see details and whatever. Who cares? Flip this guy around. Some lovely back of the board art. It doesn't really matter, but I do appreciate when there's something on the back of the board and it's not just black. And yeah, this is nice. It's just a cover, I think. Yeah, it looks good. So that is the game board. I'll show you the playmat in a little bit. Oh, I lied. It's not the only. So these are, I believe, little standees that you can use if you're playing with the Kemet monsters. You can slot in the Kemet monsters for some of the summons in this game, which is a fun idea. But don't worry, I did the all-in, so I can play with the real plastic. And then same deal, these are some Kemet, or rather, these are Yucatan monsters that you can throw into Kemet, and they've got the little tech tiles for them, that's a fun little crossover touch. I like that. And I guess, because these are maybe not all from the base game, so if you don't have the minis, there's standees for those for playing them in Kemet. Very, very thoughtful. These are the city tiles. I saw that someone who did an unboxing. They didn't come with little standees for the city tiles, so they just kind of sat flat on the board, and that is an issue. But it looks like included along with the game and things, I got little standee thingies. All right, and then we've got more cardboard, another pyramid layer, little thingies to stick in the thingies, another pyramid. Oh yeah, there's like multiple pyramids that go all around the board. Oh boy, there's so many. Yeah, I think I'd rather lighter production value and a little bit more dinkiness if this is if this is what we're dealing with. And then there's more. Are there supposed to be a trillion of these? There's like so many of these. All right, these we'll save the little minis because the minis are fun. All right, we do have silly little plastic corn pieces. All right, let's unwrap these. Take a look. Get a feel of the silly plastic corn. Oh, that's a interesting hand feel. Oh, I've dropped my corn. Can you see the corn? What a weird thing. What we do, our board gaming hobby, that people are like, yeah, give me the plastic corn. I was one of the people. I really wanted the plastic corn. These are weird. They feel really strange. They're not squishy, but they almost feel squishy. I would have expected them to be a little bit more plasticky and kind of clicky clacky a little bit, but they're softer than I would have expected. Let's do a classic Dice Tower component drop. Oh yeah, that's the good stuff. So yeah, there's corn. It doesn't look like there's a ton of corn in my little corn corner. But who knows? I don't know. I haven't played it. I'll tell you in the review if I'm like, we're lacking squishy corn. Same deal with the jade, and exceedingly fancy thing, fancier than need be. This has a better hand feel than the corn for sure. This looks sparse as far as how many of these there are, but I don't know how rich in jade you are in the game, so maybe this is fine. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not good at estimating. There's 25 pieces here, maybe, something like that. There's 30. I was off by 5, but for not being Rain Man, pretty good. And the difference in size is kind of weird. These definitely feel like the kind of thing that you get at a Michael's, and I'm pretty sure I could, if I feel like I'm lacking, I could get another 30 for $3 for Michael's. But yeah, the only weird thing is like some are this size and some are quite a bit larger, but who cares? It's a fun touch. And it's like, oh man, it's like real jade. These are the dual layer player boards in 4 beautiful colors. Dual layer boards are always good, always better than the alternative. I'll be interested to see with the kind of large circular board if these like dangle off the table, if they feel a little weird, or if they're good. I've got what I think is a pretty standard table size. So yeah, these look good, similar to the game board where I'm like, yeah, they look nice. It's printed well, whatever. They look good to me for storing all kinds of different, I assume, all your various player pieces. And there are 4 of them, and very plasticky, very nice, high quality. Interestingly, looks like the 5 to 6 player purple and white pieces. I guess they don't fit well in the other box, so that's interesting. All the other pieces are in this box, and there were some issues and discrepancies with these that I saw people having. Some were saying that these looked like burnt or something, or that they weren't super well painted. You've got the silica gel, invented by my neighbor. No, I'm from Buffalo. I'm pretty sure these were invented in Buffalo. I don't know the guy who invented them. I'm sorry. I was just trying to connect with you. Silica gel. These look good to me. Some of them are definitely more engraved than others.
and not to any terrible degree, but like, you know, this one and this one. I don't know if you can see that at all. No, I'll do B-roll. Some of them are just a little darker than others. The wood bit, the non-painted bit, but who cares? It's easy to read what's happening. Some of them are easier to read than others. Like this is easier to read than that. But it's not. Some people were making a whole thing about it, and you know that's fair. You spend $1 million, you want it to all be perfect. This one kind of sucks. That one's not great, but you know you can still tell what it is. It's the only one that looks like that. That's fine. Yeah, I am not appalled by the quality of these. They're nice wood pieces. This feels like I don't understand how all of the manufacturing of this type of piece would work, but this feels like a good quality for what it looks like. I haven't seen this type of thing in many other games. These like intricate details painted on wood pieces, but I don't back a lot of things at the fancy level. These definitely smell laser cut. I know that smell well. Looking at you, Mom. My mom's got a laser cutter. And when I go home for Christmas, it really stinks up the place. We've got another tiny little punch board. It's a little centipede. Cool. We've got some cards. I assume these are all, I don't know, different levels of summons. These are, or maybe not. I don't know how it works. This is from Kemet. More cards. It's a card game. The battles are card driven. So that's cool. We've got tiny little things. Anything inside of them? Oh, these are for the corn and for the jade. This is a little wonky, I think. You've got this like silly, comically fancy jade, and it goes into this little tuck box. And one for the corn. They definitely, if you look at like the Kickstarter page, these looked fancier, the boxes. And I think people were specifically annoyed by that, kind of the misrepresentation of what they would end up looking like. It's definitely probably not the best, like, in-game, like, playing. Boy, those corn, that feels really weird. All right, and then we have a lovely message from Carl. Oh, this is the artwork or something that you get. Thanks everyone for backing. It's been awesome to work on Yucatan and to see the characters come to life on the tabletop. Thanks, Carl. And we have... Oh, it's just this. Oh, it's got a back. Oh. We've got this beautiful art print by Carl Fitzgerald. And it looks great. It looks really, really, really good. I don't foresee myself hanging this on my wall, but it's nice. It's one of those stretch goals where you're like, yeah, that one. What's the next stretch goal? Let's look at some minis. These are the little warrior guys. Okay, so there's a little message on them. I assume these people are going to be like, why aren't these hard plastic? It says, to our valued customers, in order to avoid any breaks in the minis, we chose a more elastic plastic to resist breakage. As a result, they could be bent during the packaging and transportation process. This can easily be corrected by placing the mini under warm water and adjusting the affected area to the proper shape. Please be careful not to burn yourselves. Thanks for that. Yeah, that's not... So many of... Matagot specifically, their little minis are like this kind of softer plastic that can get a little bent out of shape. That's whatever. What are you going to do? All right, we've got some little guys. I'll do B-roll of all these things as well. But yeah, we've got little gentlemen. They definitely are bent out of shape a bit, but like I said, that's gonna happen. It feels like, as opposed to the corn and the jade, it feels like there are a ton of these guys, which, I guess that's what people want. People want more minis. But I guess for a 5 to 6 player game, maybe the armies on the board are massive and you need all these. It feels like a lot of little dudes, but hey, minis are cool. So we've got some guys with spears, some guys with like I don't know, like serrated swords, it looks like. I know that one of the Kickstarter stretch goals was like unlocking different poses. So we've got a sword guy and a spear guy. I don't know if there are any other guys or if there's just two. I thought there were more, but what do I know? In this one, we've got sword guys and, we got axe guys. There is another one. This guy's got a bendy axe. Cool. Yeah, I think it was 3 poses. That sounds right to me. Oh, so many plastic boys. For sure, these are medium quality miniatures. A soft plastic miniature is only going to be so detailed. These have a fair amount of detail. Like there's definite like texture on this shield that I'm seeing. You'll be seeing beautiful B-roll. His hair tuft thing is, yeah, it reads. You can tell what it is. The player minis, slightly larger than the warriors. Same message on this one about the potential bendage. And let's take a look at these guys. Okay, these guys instantly, clearly more detail. These guys, the feathers, this dude has feathers on his head, kind of a feather headdress, and there are clear little, marks in the feathers that make them look feathery. Is this interesting to you? I don't know. But I'm a miniature guy. I paint minis. I paint Legion, Star Wars Legion, and Marvel Crisis Protocol little dudes. So I know what a high quality miniature looks like. These are better than the little guys, worse than the crazy high quality minis. These aren't quite like CMON level, but they're good. I have no complaints, no sadnesses about these. Like comparing them to they're better than the Innis minis. They're better than were there little guys in Kemet? I think there are. I think they're better than the little guys in Kemet and in Cyclades. Cyclades, those little boats are great though. But yeah, these guys look good. Looks like all of them have an identical pose in each color. There's one in each color that has a spear. There's one in each color that's holding 2 axes aloft. And then one in each color that is holding 2 swords kind of by their side. And they all look good. The sword guys look quite cool. Oh, we got another of the little dudes, the warriors. That's a lot. That's a lot. I know people are probably excited about that. I always felt like it was too many. All right, we've got the guys. Here we go. These are also soft plastic? Yeah, everybody's a soft plastic little dude. This is Buluk Shabtan, something like that. Did I just pull that out of my butt and I was right? This is the one that is I feel like this was the advertised image, was the centipede. He definitely feels harder. He's not, he's still soft. You can feel it on things like that. But here's the centipede. He's very nicely detailed, very nicely sculpted. He's got a lot of little legs. Yeah, it looks good. We've got the Vision Serpent Priest. The Vision Serpent Priest, he's looking right at a snake, right in the face. And he's not scared at all, because he's cool. That feels fragile. The little spearhead on his arm and his hand feels like I could pull that off if I wanted to. I don't want to, so I'm not going to do it, but I could. I'm real strong. We got a whole sack. Okay, so people who didn't get the little standees at all, that's a problem. Because I have, looks like 6 here, and then I got a separate, included with in the shipping box, another 3, along with some correction punch outs. There are corrections for both the core game over here and for the 5 to 6 player expansion, and then the little standees. And there's another 6 standees, so there's a total of 9 that I have received that not everyone has. And I lied. There's 3 more. There's 12. So people who are not receiving those standees, I'm really sorry. I don't know what to tell you. I got mine. Vision Serpent Priest has a little token, it would seem. And then there's one set of the little claspy things. Beautiful. All right, one at a time. Who's the lamest one here? This is just a crocodile or alligator. I don't know. One of them. Looks like a crocodile or alligator should. He's kind of chunky. I like it. Cool. Boom. All right. Who else? Who's also less cool? Anteater. Anteater. He. Yeah, man. He looks like an anteater. I don't know what to tell you. He looks like an anteater. Pretty cool. This guy, he's got a cat. Who's this cat guy? Balam. This dude, Cabra Khan. He's pretty cool. He's got this cool feather headdress. He's got a serrated sword. We've got a bat dude. His name is like Kamazotes. Yeah, Kamazotes. He's got a bat face. He's got long, spindly fingers. He's got wings. He's got skulls all over him. He is cool. He definitely feels like you gotta be a little careful. Like I wouldn't break him by doing this, but I don't know. If he gets smushed by something at some point, that could be an issue. We've got Bird. Pretty sure that's his name, right? Bird. This is a vulture. The vulture, who, I don't know, in my estimation, a vulture is less cool than a crocodile. And this vulture is way cooler than this crocodile. I mean, look at the size difference between these two guys. I mean, he's just going to eat him. We've got a kind of gigantic black widow spider. Also very cool. Looks creepy. Good. Its big butt is resting on kind of a rock for a little bit of like miniature support. Big backpack boy. That is his name, right? The priest of Vukub Kaki. Also, this dude's cool. I don't quite understand, historically what this kind of tablet is. Maybe there's some information in the rulebook on that. I'm gonna go on a limb and guess no. And then finally, Kukulkan, who is a sea serpent? A serpent of some kind, for certain. And also really cool. It got really nicely detailed little scales. He's got this plume of reptile hair, and he's looking real fly. So there you go. This guy looks cool too. On the whole, now I've unboxed the base game of Yucatan. On the whole, my initial vibe is I do not have any glaring complaints with quality. I was genuinely kind of expecting to have some issues with some of the things that I've seen already, some other people's unboxing things. But I don't feel like I have any oh man, this part really sucks. I do think the jade and the corn trays are lacking for how much you spend, but it does not destroy me thinking the fact that I bought this. Although, hold on, let me look real quick at how much just the base game costs. 70 euros. I don't know what it's probably like 80-ish. I don't know. $80 feels reasonable for what you get in the box, especially when you compare it to your Innis, your Cyclades, your Kemet. I think those are all around $70, maybe $60, $70. This feels slightly more premium than those. Not a massive leap up. I'm also talking about all of the originals of all of those. I'm not talking about Blood and Sand because I haven't unboxed that yet. This feels a little nicer than any of those. I think even though the Kemet original game minis had a little bit of a wash on them, I think these are a little bit bigger miniatures, which is bigger is better, right? So that's good. These are definitely better than any miniatures that you find in Innis. Those are all just little guys. But yeah, as far as a production, this feels a higher tier than those base boxes, which it should be. It's a little bit more expensive. Delivery cost, 17 additional... Get out of here. 17 additional euros, so that's 87 euros. That's... if we're doing it all, I don't know how to tell you. So that's $95. $95.21 for just getting the base game from the Kickstarter. So that's with all the Kickstarter exclusive, all that stuff for the base game. Yeah, I don't know. If I could pay exactly what I thought it was worth, maybe it'd be, I don't know, it's probably right around there, like $90 for a good. These are good quality minis, and then the player colored minis are also good. I feel like the little guys are whatever, but there's a ton of them. The Jade and the Corn is really weird, but it's it's sort of cool that that's an included feature. Yeah, I am not upset by quality versus price of the base game. Of everything, I don't know. I am upset with myself for having bought everything. That feels stupid. Regardless, that's the base game portion of this unboxing. Let's take a look at the sleeves before we go into the other boxes. These, I assume, will be much like many other sleeves. I feel like hard to do sleeves wrong. But let's find out. Maybe they found a way. These are big. Like, these feel relatively thick. I don't typically sleeve my games. I know that's somewhat blasphemous. But I don't care. I play my games carefully enough that I don't feel the need to. These are thick. Like, this back bit is quite thick. It's I'll sleeve them because I have them, but I wouldn't have bought these separate from them coming in the all-in. I don't know what the retail cost of these is. If they ask you to pay more than $5, don't do it. That's not a good use of your money. These are the same deal as the little individual player ones. Same deal with Silica from my neighbor in Buffalo. Not currently in Buffalo, currently in Austin, Texas, living in the hot heat. These, I saw one that looked a little not so great, but for the most part what I'm seeing, very, very consistent with the base game, wooden pieces quality. Let's look at the solo expansion. Because the solo expansion, I think, doesn't have any minis or anything nice in there. Solo expansion, solo expansion, solo expansion. Beautiful. All right. Something's rattling around in there. These are cardboard tokens. They look good. Here are some cards. I'll be sure to put these into sleeves. I'll keep this all together. More cards. Whoa. Solo mode rule book. And then there's a solo mode additional board with some spaces that I don't know what they do or mean. We've got the iconography from the French rulebook and the iconography from the English rulebook. This, same deal as the base game rulebook. Is this like Times New Roman? It might just be Times New Roman, which, solid font. No complaints about that font. That's cute, because they're Matagot, but then the bot is called Matagot. Matabot you. Good one. Thanks. Wasn't that exciting? The solo mode section of the unboxing was riveting. Thank you. Here we go. 5-6 player expansion, because I couldn't live without the color purple. Okay. That's crazy. The first genuine massive complaint from me. I will try to get really good footage of this. I'll try to make it all HD and all good so you can really see. But I'll just describe it for now. I'll show you. You might not be able to tell. This The cover, the expansion 5 to 6 players, and then this artwork is like ridiculously pixelated. Especially when you compare it to this title. The Yucatan title looks great. Matagot, all that stuff. This the names at the bottom, Carl Fitzgerald and Francisco Oru, those all look fine. The artwork and this text here is crazy pixelated. And that's just like, that doesn't affect anything actually in the gameplay, and I'll do my best to not even own this box. I'll try to condense this into one. But just like, that's just a weird quality control miss. And I do not care. Matagot, you do not need to send me a replacement box. No, my silica gel packet. Okay, so 2 additional trays for the 2 additional players. Same deal with the player boards. Minis for the 2 additional player colors. They look great. We've got even more of the little plastic, like literally so many more. Oh my gosh. I know that it's 5 to 6 players, so they wanted to include more. I practically guarantee that in playtesting, there is no way that they used 3/4 of the minis. And I get that people complain about stuff, and so you want to prevent that from happening. But then, like, do like 20 less of those little guys and give us more corn and jade. Although I don't want more corn. The corn scares me a little bit. All right, we've got a couple minis from the 5 to 6 player expansion. I'm excited about the monkey. Who've we got here? We've got this guy. He's got a fushigi ball. Remember fushigi balls? I don't know his name. I'm going with Robert. I'm thinking it's Robert. We have Hector as well. He's like a canine of some sort, kind of face. And then we got this guy. We had Robert Hector, and then this guy will be Jeremy. And then the monkey! Oh, the monkey's really weird. Not, like, it's not bad. He's just, you can see that in the, like, artwork and the renderings. He's really skinny. He's a weird-looking guy. When I want a monkey, I want a cute little friend. And he's horrifying. Some cards. They will be sleeved because I have sleeves. Additional player aids. 2 additional player aids. So, with the 5 to 6 player expansion, you have enough player aids for 4. Interesting. Unless you have friends, and then you've got enough for 8. And more cardboard to punch. Oh my gosh, I'm going to be here all night. Oh, jeez. We got corn. Corn's falling out. Oh no, corn is falling out. Something that I just noticed. These guys like connect. They're 2 separate pieces. Do they need to be 2 separate pieces, or can I glue them? Do they connect well? How well do they stay connected? Okay, so I connected them, and then I set them down, and then you grab one and you put it over there, and you knock it over, and you throw it. Okay, when you throw it, they break apart. But otherwise, they seem to connect fairly well. Definitely does not feel super secure, but I don't know. They stayed together before I threw them, so that's gotta be a sign of quality, right? Here's the thing that I realized as I was unwrapping this. First of all, I don't need it. Second of all, that's cool. That looks cool. For sure, it's high quality. Yeah, it's high quality. It's a playmat. It's not going to shock you to know that a playmat is a playmat. There you go. That's what it looks like. It looks like the board, but it's neoprene. Here's the thing about the playmat. I'll play with it because, I have it and it's nice. This does not feel, and there are so many that I feel like this about when someone's like, oh, there's a playmat as an add-on. I don't get in games like this why you would need or want one at all. I guess the artwork is unbroken. There's not the little, like, dividing lines of the board. But that's a weird reason. That's a weird thing to care that much about because these are expensive. And the other thing, this is not a huge deal, but just like the board is cardboard, and the player aids that the player boards that go up against them is also cardboard. But now no cardboard neoprene, and so it's not like a huge deal, but it's just kind of like it doesn't. They are not the same, and who cares? But I almost feel like the actual game board just like meshes better with the rest of the components, and I don't know about quality difference if the game board looks like crap compared to the playmat. Let's see, and then watch this change when I stick the board on directly over top. Boom, and now you've got the board. Do you feel like things have changed greatly? I don't. It's a little bit. The playmat is a little bit more vibrant. Like if you look at the blues are a little deeper in the playmat. Same thing with the red. Oh, I did just rip the board a little bit. Maybe that's why you play with the playmat. That's too bad. Oops. That is not the fault of the board. That was me holding it stupidly for this bit. I feel like a board would need to be really low quality to feel like a playmat was necessary, or you need to be playing cards onto it so that the playmat, it makes it a little bit easier to pick the cards up. I can't imagine that the card play, you're not just going to play it onto the table next to the board with all the stuff that's going to be on the board. So playmat feels like just a thing to kind of inflate the all-in price, which I assume that is what it is, but people want playmats, so hey, more power to them. And I wanted it enough to back the all-in, but having it all now, the base game feels like plenty to me. And the solo mode, I wanted that, and I wanted purple, the color, but I could probably have lived without purple. And I could maybe have, I don't know what the price would be if I bought just the base game and the solo mode and then stayed away from the all-in and all that stuff, if that would be a good move. With the 5 to 6 players, you get the purple and you get a couple more summons. I don't know that 3 extra summons is worth going for the all-in. If you enjoyed this, if you want to see a review of Yucatan, I'm not going to hold that. I'm not going to hold back. I'm not going to pull any punches. My genuine, honest review of the Yucatan all-in is I got pretty few complaints about the base game. Quality-wise, I don't think any of it sucks. There's the little laser cut issues, but that does not bother me crazily. I think the playmat is unnecessary. I think for most people, myself included, the 5 to 6 player expansion is probably unnecessary. I imagine this is going to be the kind of game that is best at 4 or below. I feel like probably adding in 5 to 6 players is going to be too much. I don't know, and I probably won't ever find out, but I will have the color purple to play with. So I feel like that's probably not necessary. The sleeves, if you want a sleeve, these will work. They're a little thick, and I'm sure you get cheaper sleeves that are less thick elsewhere, but they won't have the beautiful Yucatan logo on the back. But yeah, I was genuinely worried that I would be kicking myself for the purchase, and who knows, maybe I'll play the game and I will be for that reason. But as far as component quality, all that stuff goes, this feels in line with good board games, good modern board games. It's definitely not the best production that I've ever seen. It is the high end of the middle tier of board game production. Nothing is egregious. That said, nothing is standout great. I feel the jade is a really cool idea, but I feel like the variation is kind of wonky. The dual layer player boards, I guess that's maybe the closest thing to like great, just because it's such a good thing to have. Like it feels so good when you slot something in. That said, looking at these, they're not like perfectly aligned. Looking at this one specifically, everything is just like a little bit kind of like shifted off. So yeah, even these, which I love dual layer boards, these are not perfect. But yeah, I will. I guess the video isn't over. It's over for me right now, and then I'm gonna build some stuff and hate myself because these pyramids are gonna be so big. And I'll come back and I'll tell you what those are like. Did I get a splinter? And welcome back. So that took, I don't know, that took like 25 minutes maybe to put everything together. You got to put together one big pyramid, 3 little pyramids, and then you have to put together the box as well. Putting together the pyramids is not particularly hard. I did break one of them a little bit. Like it's all like folding cardboard, and I folded one piece of cardboard a little bit too far, and it peeled off a little bit. Still functions fine, but definitely something to be careful about. Putting together the box is there's like a little area where there's like you peel off a little sticker thing so that you can stick one side of the box to the other side so that it stays together. I didn't nail it first try, but I was able to kind of like gently peel the two apart and then stick them back together, and I did do better the second time. It is so stupid that this exists, that this is necessary. Yeah, it's just like silly that this is a requirement. So let's take a look at the pyramids. So they go into the box. Matagot on the Kickstarter page in one of the updates, in the update titled Fulfillment Status Update and 6th Player Expansion Misprint Information from April 12th, 2023. There is a PDF guide on how to assemble the pyramids. I followed that. So this is one of the little pyramids. As you can see, little pyramid. Even the little pyramid, that's pretty big. That's a pretty big thing. And then all the little pyramids have these little, I don't know, whatever you get thing, I assume you get something from doing it. So these are all this size, and they sit around the board. The weird thing, though, is that as you can see there, they do, like they don't quite match the curve of the board. They're not quite the same curve. It's not huge, but it's not quite. And also, they're elevated slightly, so they don't link up like on the board. They don't sit up against it. You have to just like kind of get it right and then not bump them so that they cover stuff up, which is just weird. Why is that a thing? I don't know, but that's the thing. So there's 3 of those little pyramids. You are for sure, I haven't done it yet, but there's like kind of pointy corners. You are for sure going to crush these corners, putting them into this box and taking them out of the box. These are going to be mushy little corners in 5 seconds. Like 1 to 2 playthroughs, they're going to be all mushy and not pointy anymore. No way. So that's another one. They all look similar. And then the third one is here. And so there you go. There you go. There's some pyramids. These were necessary. And then the big pyramid is this one. Wow. And this one has the exact same issue with the board. It does not, it goes over the board. It does not connect with it. It goes over it, which is weird. That's a weird thing. It's very large. It definitely is. It has like table presence. And this function of it where you can switch what thing it is for what thing, like that works. That I wasn't expecting it to not work, but it does work. It all puts together pretty well, with the exception of that little thing. I felt like everything fit together well. I don't know how like sturdy it is, but you can like pick it up from the top of this. Like that's not bad. I'm glad about that. Same deal with these little ones. These little ones are No, that's still pretty good. Just in case you were worried about it being like fragile or whatever, it does not feel fragile, which is good. It does just feel silly. Like this feels like too much. I don't know what the alternative is, but this feels like too much. So yeah, that's that. I'm going to put everything away where it goes. I will do my best to consolidate things into the pyramid box and then the main box. I'm going to do my best to get everything into that. I'll come back. I'll show you. I'll tell you whether or not it works out. So this is not the last that you'll see of me. So I'll see you then. I got to punch everything out. Still all the little things. All right. That is that's gonna do it for this this unboxing. I was able to fit everything into this box. You might see this and say you're lying, and yeah, technically it's not everything, but it's everything that you need. This is just the extra player pieces, because there's the wood player pieces and the cardboard player pieces. You don't need the cardboard if you got the wood, so the wood is in here. And then there are some extra cards that are in French that I am not going to include in this. And then the cardboard standees, of which I have all the minis. So why would I bother keeping the cardboard standees in the box? There is, as you can see, there's a little bit of lid lift with everything in here, including the playmat. But because it's a playmat and it's squishy, if you need to like save just a little bit of space on the shelves, it does like push down. So you can fit everything into the base box. This is the base game, 5 and 6 player expansion, and the solo game, all in the base box, along with the playmat. And all cards are sleeved, and they all fit into the insert. So yeah, and actually that's not fully true, because as we know, there is of course the lovely pyramid box as well. So that will do it for this video. Thank you for watching the inaugural Board and Savior video, and I hope you will join me in just a little while for the review of Yucatan, both the solo and non-solo multiplayer experience. So I will see you then. Do all the things if you want to. You can like, you can comment, and if you liked it, subscribe. There's going to be more videos, and some of them will be scripted, and so I'll be like thoughtfully funny, you know, as opposed to this, which is just off the cuff, just having a good time together. You know, we're just vibing, we're just jamming. So yeah, take care. See you next time.